So we're about to kick things off. I mentioned it in the 2000s video, but this series, DBZ Kai. But this DBZ Kai season, and that is the final chapters. So if you guys don't remember about the DBZ Kai final chapters, this is the Majin Buu storyline in the original DBZ. And actually, finding out there is two different versions of the Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters season. And because there's a Japanese version and there's the international version, because in the international version there's multiple new episodes, but it's the same show, but they cut from I think 161 in the Japanese, and then for us was like 172, I think. I gotta double check. But yeah. So this one got aired for 69 episodes, and like I just said, but in Japan they only aired for 61 episodes for that season. I think that is the total one. I don't know. But yeah, so it aired the series between April of 2014 to June of 2015. However, the English dubs airing for final chapters aired on Toonami between January 2017 to June 2018. It kind of made success, but it kind of made a successful run. The next series I'm going to talk about is very serious and a brutal story. So let me give you a little plot about this story. So it focuses on Tatsumi, a young villager who traveled to the capital city to raise money for his home, only to discover strong corruption in the area. The assassin group known as Night Raid recruits Tatsumi to help them in their fight against the Empire. What show I am talking about? Well, this show is called Akame ga Kill. So it starts off with the manga. It ran from 2010 to 2016 for at least 15 volumes. Then into the anime adaptation, however, not at least an adaptation, because halfway through the series, they changed it up, including the finale, due to the manga's continuation, so the studio had no choice to create their own climax leading up to the finale. So, to this day, this series has been very short-lived, but hoping one day they'll get to reboot it. Now, stepping into the beginning of reboots or remakes of the 2010s as a commemoration project's adaptations. So, let me start with this one. Well, it's Sailor Moon. That came out in the 90s, so now we are in a new era of remakes and reboots, and this series is the beginning of that. Will be Sailor Moon Crystal, and they adapted Dark Kingdom, Black Moon, and Death Busters arcs into television episodes for 3 seasons, then into 2 feature films for Internal and Cosmos. They adapted Dream and Sailor Stars arcs. In the beginning was kind of successful due to their faster pace. However, Season 3 adapted everything, and making into 2 feature films is very tough to adapt into a movie form. But it came as very well. It came a huge successful films for Sailor Moon. The next series I want to talk about is a shonen series, taking place million years ago, having the devil and angel fall in love. However, the devil and angel are both cursed for a long time, until forming a group of knights called the Seven Deadly Sins. The most popular series because of the success of the first 2 seasons, which was first adapted by A1 Pictures between October 2014 to June of 2018, and 1 feature film, Prisoners of the Past. Somehow, A1 Pictures couldn't continue Seven Deadly Sins because I believe they have so many shows or movies, and they couldn't even focus on time, and decided to get another studio to produce and animated it. And that studio would be Studio Dean. They would be adapting for 2 more seasons between October 2019 to June of 2021. With their second film feature, and that's called Cursed by Light. And by the time the video comes out, the second part of the 2-part film of Grudge of Embra that was released between December 2022 and August of 2023. The Seven Deadly Sins has left a lasting legacy, captivated audiences worldwide. So many great characters we met, incredible storyline, and some points about the animations. Sometimes it's just kind of pros and cons about it. But anyway, the popularity has grew since It first streamed on Netflix and now a spin-off series. By the time the video comes out, the spin-off series is already been out by that point. But to this day, people still enjoy it if they are fans of it. Wow! Another Magical Girl series. It used to be my favorite, but it kind of died down for me. But that series is called Yuki Yuna is a Hero. That series came out with the first season, aired on October to December 2014. Then to their second season, that got aired on November 2017 to January 2018. Then to their third and final season as The Great Mankai Chapter, which aired on October to December 2021. Nothing much can say, but people still enjoys this series. Nothing can talk about, but let's move on. Oh, woo-wee! This series, you'll get orgasm to buy food. That series is called Food Wars. If you guys are not aware of the series, I'll give you a little summary of it. It follows Soma Yukihiro as he enrolls Totsuki Academy to become a top chef. Alongside his friends, he faces intense cooking competitions, challenges authority, and strives to surpass his father's skills. It's been adapted from the manga between November 2012 to August of 2019, then to the adaptation by JC Staff, aired between April 2015 to September of 2020. For over 86 episodes, that's insane, but there has been a lot of fan service. I can't talk too much about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore before I'll get cancelled. As becomes the beginning of a series would be formed together for a Isekai crossover series that would air in 2019. But it will be the start of Isekai format as a fan favorite, and it's a goddamn crazy as your character is a ruler in Overlord. Before the anime adaptation came, there was a light novel series. To this day, it's still going on. For now, they only released 16 volumes, and the anime has aired between 2015 to 2022. Well, there will be more in the future with their feature film and compilation films, as the fandom says, magnificent, power, and fantasy, which brings up a very relatable theme for anyone who had played MMORPG before. Now moving on to one of my favorite series when I was a kid, and being a fan of it for 15 plus years, it's been created by the legendary Akira Toriyama, and that is Dragon Ball. But to their mid-sequel as Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball has captured the hearts of fans worldwide since the late 90s for the anime, but in Japan since the mid-80s. Dragon Ball Super takes place after the events of Dragon Ball Z. So it takes 10 years spanning during that premise of the story. So in that time was around with the end of Kid Buu to the Tenchi Budokai martial arts tournament, we called it in the dub. So the series brings back the beloved characters we known and introduce some new ones alongside with fresh storylines and epic battles, meeting up with Beerus and Whis, and the returning of foes we've known for the franchise for a long time. From the revival of Dragon Ball to the new fan base coming with new storylines taking place after the events of the Buu saga, like I just mentioned, and also it would taken up from the two feature films, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, with a revival of the anime to television, just reanimating the two movies, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, then coming up some new stories and expand the universe to Universe 6, Black Goku arc, and the Tournament of Power arc. Then to their two feature movies, and that will be Broly and Superhero. Dragon Ball Super has gained the popularity, and longtime fans knows a lot of passion to the property, and the franchise is so huge, and they attracted a new generation of viewers. When it comes, you'll have 6 idiotic brothers as in Mr. Otamasu. It starts off as a manga series in 1962 as a kid-friendly comedy, which are the brothers won't grow up until 53 years later, as the 6 Toplet brothers are grown adults in Mr. Otamasu series came out in 2015. It has features of more adult-like sense of humor. The 2015 series is produced by Studio Period. The first season aired between October 2015 to March of 2016, and of course came a huge success. They have greenlit the second season, then that season announced in 2017, and then aired in the same year in October to March of 2018. After that, they decided to make a feature film based on Mr. Otomasu. The expansion, or Mr. Otomasu, is truly impressive. It shows how much success and popularity the series generated over the years. Keeping fans engaged and excited is no easy feature, but the animators and the studio itself managed to what they can continue the franchise, and that's what came about for their next project will be Mr. Otomasu movie, came out in March of 2019. Then to their third season came out in that year in 2020 to March of 2021. Then they announced for 2 more feature films that will be out in 2022 and 23. If you're a fan of comedy, this is a series for you. If you haven't watched Mr. Otomasu, it's such a great series to take a look at. Now, another series that I got into, and I watched it during the pandemic, that was the early days, but we were introduced in the isekai world. We have a boy sent to the fantasy world with a form party with a useless goddess, an arch-wizard, and a crusader known as Konosuba. The best comedy series ever. I highly recommend if you haven't seen it yet. It starts off with the light novels and had 17 volumes, then had an adaptation for the manga and the anime. The anime began airing in 2016, produced by Studio Dean, including Season 2, airing the following year in 2017. In 2017, 2 of the cast members from Konosuba announced for a new anime that will be coming up, and that was revealed to be a movie. And that will be out in 2019, and then 2 years later, after the film's release, we didn't know about if they are going to work on a new season or a movie. But then it was revealed a 3rd season is underway, and at the same time to air in 2023, we'll be airing the spin-off series based on Megumin. As of now, a 3rd season is set to air sometime in 2024. So I'm freaking excited for Konosuba to make its return. The next series I want to talk about is taking a story approach into a superhero world, or known as quirks. That series I'm talking about is My Hero Academia. If you guys don't remember the plot, I'd almost forgot about it actually. Well, let me give you a little premise about it. Well, it's about Izuku Midoriya, a boy who was born without a quirk, but still dreams to become a superhero for himself. And the greatest hero, All Might, who best vows his quirk to now nicknamed Deku after seeing his potential, and helps him to enroll a high school, UA High School, for superheroes in training. It starts off with the manga, then turned into a massive franchise for numerous spin-off series, video games, and now an anime series. Now, as of this recording, it's just been announced for 4 movies already. And the franchise, the popularity is more than ever. That's crazy. So now, I think they just announced for Season 7 as well. So that's more crazy than that. The next series taking back to the world of isekai. But now, this time, your main character didn't die. He just got summoned to a fantasy world. We meet our favorite characters, Subaru Natsuki, an elf named Amelia with her companion Puck. We see our twin sister maids, Rem and Ram, and Beatrice. The anime series came out April to September of 2016 with the 1st season. Then with their 2nd season, it was originally going to air in April of 2020 due to the production delays of COVID. So they moved the release date to July 2020 to September of 2020. And the second half of the story would air from January to March of 2021, as it comes as they plan for a success. Now, for a 3rd season is coming. I hope will be in 2024. I'm very excited for it and what they're going to do next for the story.